Good day, everyone. Now, last class we stopped on question 16, and I think I was about to solve this question before the class ended. So this question is on um, simple interest and compound interest. So we started financial arithmetic, and the last topic we are going to do on financial arithmetic is um, profit and loss, which is the topic I want to explain today. Inshallah. So I gave you guys some formulas and we've solved a number of questions, I think up to question 15. So today we are going to continue again and we're going to see what we can do today. So question 16 says a man invested a sum of 280 naira partly at 5% and partly at 4%. If the total interest is this per annum, find the amount invested at 5%. Questions like this are not very direct, like the ones that we have done before. The one they will ask you to find rate, or they ask you to find time, or they ask you to find the principal, or the amount, or the interest itself. So questions like this, you need to think a bit more than necessary. So this is a partly stuff, like what we will do in variation, partly variation. So a man invested a sum of 280. So this 280, which is the principal? Our principal is 280. All these 280, he invested partly at 5% rate. So he used one rate and he invested 5%. He used another rate and he invested what? 4%. You understand? Now, he invested 5% partly, he invested 4% partly of this amount. He was able to generate a total interest of 12.80. So the total interest he generated from the X and Y is what? Is 12.80. So you have to find the amount he invested at 5%. So how much did he invest on this 5%? That's the X. Do you understand? That's what we have to find. We have to find X. Now, from this relationship, we know that the principal is going to be equal to the amount he invested in X plus the amount he invested in Y. The whole money, this 280, he invested 5%, which is the X value, and he invested 4%, which is what? Y value. Do you understand? So we can say that 280 is equals to X plus Y. If we make Y standalone, we are going to say Y is equals to 280 minus X. This is equation 1. Hold this one. We are coming back to this one. From our simple interest formula, we know that interest is equal to principal times time times rate over what? Over 100. Now, at 5%, it's going to invest, we don't know the amount, X times. But because he did both transaction in the particular year, we are not given the year. We know that the 5% is for a particular year and the 4% is for a particular year. So we are not given the year. So we can take any year we like. So I'm going to take 1 times the 5% he invested over 100. Do you understand? This would give us what? 5x over 100. Let's keep this one. At 4%, that would be y, the amount invested at 4%, times the number of years. We took 1 times the rate, 4 over what? Over 100. That would be what? 4y over what? Over 100. Now, remember that the total interest is this. So that means that this interest plus this interest will give you 12.80. Do you agree? So we can say 5x over 100 plus 4y over 100 should equal to this 12.80, which is the total interest generated. So if you multiply all through by 100, so that this 100 can go, multiply by 100, multiply by 100, multiply by 100. So this will cancel this will cancel this. So we have 5x plus 4y is equals to 1, 2, 12, 8, 0. So if you use Samantha's equation, this is going to be your equation 2. If you use Samantha's equation to solve, you're going to get the value of what? The value of your x. So put this y into this place. So you're going to have 5x plus 4. Instead of writing y, I'm going to change it to 280 minus x is equals to 1280. So 5x plus 2 times 4 times 280. 4 times 280. 1120 minus 4x is equals to 1280. So 4x minus 5x minus 4x, that's x. Then bring 1120. So you have 1280 minus 1120. So 1280 minus 1120. That gives us what? 160. So that means that out of this 280 amount, principal, the amount invested into X is what? It's 5%. So what amount did he invest in 4%? That would just be 280 minus 160, which is going to be 120. Do you understand? So this is at 5%. This is at what? 4%. Is this clear? Good. Excellent. So I'll give you 1 minute to write because this question is not really straightforward question like that. 1 minute just to write. 1 minute. Should be running up by now. Okay, I want to believe you are true. So the last question on this before we move to profit and loss, selling price, cost price, and those jargons that have to do with those guys. I'm going to solve a question on compound interest. Just one question on compound interest. So I realized that only one question came out on compound interest. And the reason is because compound interest is going to require that you press calculator, raise to power, and there's no raise to power in your calculator. It's not you want to do it. So I want to believe one of those reasons why the compound interest was a bit minimal is because of that. JAMB knows that they have not given you a calculator that would help you find raise to power. Do you understand? So they limit some questions that they will ask you only if they are sure that you can use your prior knowledge to solve it. That's the only time they will give you a question like that. So there's a question in, can't remember the year now. I'll write the question. A man wishes to keep some money in a savings account, savings deposits at 25% compound interest. You see the reason why, if you check questions, you always see that repeatedly, they will tell you that it's simple interest they're talking about. They will always say simple interest. Look at this question. Okay, deposited 800 in the bank at the rate of 12.5% simple interest. That's to tell you that he don't want you to do compound interest, but rather do what? Simple interest. Do you understand? So those questions will come like that, and you see simple interest, simple interest, simple interest, simple interest. It's not as if they are dumb. No. It's because we have two types of interest. We can have compound interest and we can have simple interest. Both are forbidden Islamically. So at 25% simple interest, compound interest, sorry, so that after 3 years, he can buy a car for 150,000. How much does he need to deposit now? So this is a 2000 question 6. Now let's write out our parameters before you guys even know the formula we're supposed to use. Let's write our parameters. Now, what's the difference between compound interest and simple interest? You see it now. Let's write out our parameters. So a man wishes to keep some money in a savings deposit at the rate, that's the rate. That's 25%. But don't forget that it's compound interest, not simple interest. So that after 3 years, that's the time, number of years, 3 years. He can buy a car for, that's the amount he wants to buy the car, 150,000. How much does he need to deposit now? They are asking you of the principal. How much is he leaving now? So that when he save that amount for 3 years at this rate, it's going to amount to this. Do you understand? It's going to get this amount. Don't forget that the amount is what? Principal plus what? Interest. So this amount is not the principal that is going to deposit. So there's a particular amount that he has kept with the bank for a period of 3 years at a particular what? Deposit account, compound interest at a particular rate for a particular number of years. So when we talk about compound interest, the formula is amount is equal to principal into bracket 1 plus percent rates raised to power number of years. This formula we use for compound interests. You can find another modification, but it's still speaking to this. It is from here. So our amount is 150. So just do 150,000 is equals to 3. That's what you have to find, principal. 1 plus percent rate. That's 25 over 100. Now that n here is standing as a number of years raised to power 3. So the reason why simple interest is different from compound interest is exponential. Compound interest is exponential. Why simple interest is just what? It's just multiplication. What do I mean? 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 3 is what? 6. Now change it. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is what? Is 9. This gives you an indication that multiplication is powerful than addition, right? Because 1, 2, 4, 4, 9. If you go to the next one, 4 plus 4, 8. 4 times 4, 16. 5 plus 5, 10. 5 times 5, 10. Can you see? The power is bigger. Now let's do raised to power. 1 raised to power 1 is 1. 2 raised to power 2 is 4. But the 3 raised to power 3, you can see that it's not 29. It's not 9, it's what? It's 27. So raised to power is also even bigger than what? Simple interest. So compound interest has to do with exponential power. But simple interest has to do with just multiplication. So for compound interest, you are getting interest on the interest. If you put 100 naira, for example, in compound interest, and the rate is you are supposed to get an interest of 10 naira every day. For simple interest, you are not going to get more than this interest for the number of years. But for compound interest, this money is your principal. It is yielding this interest. After a while, this interest also will start yielding another interest. So you can start getting like 0.1 again on this interest, and 0.01 on this one, and 0.001 on this one. That's why compound interest from the word compound. You can see you are compounding the interest. As you are compounding the interest, you are compounding the punishment. And that says la ta'kulu riba ata'afan mudha'afa. That's compound interest. Don't eat riba on riba. So it's haram, no matter how you try to spit mouth it. Now, I have 150,000 is equals to P into bracket 1 plus. You guys need to start acting like mathematician. This 25 over 100, just write it as 0.25. This to power 3. Then you have 150,000 is equals to P. This is 1.02, 1.25. This to power 3. Now you can do 1.25 to power 3. How? Come to your calculator. Do 1.25 times 1.25 times again 1.25. That gives us 1.953125. So divided by 1.953525 divided by 1.953525. This will cancel this. So our principal amount that the man invested or deposited initially is going to be what? 150,000 minus 1.953125. 3125. 3125. 3125. So 150,000 divided by 1.953125. So the man actually left 76,800. Can you see? This was the amount he left. For 3 years, he just needs to go and sleep. His money is working and making more money. So that additional, now, how much do we need from this now? Let's do 150,000 minus 76,800. Imagine, almost like half of the money. You are getting it back just for keeping it somewhere. Can you see? Without any risk, you are sure going to get this money back without any risk. So I believe you understood this part. So that's the last thing we want to do on that compound interest. It's a very simple formula. And like I said, this was the only question I saw. I tried to find more questions to see if I would get, but this was the only question I saw on compound interest. So most likely, you guys needs not disturb yourself on this compound interest. But again, if it comes out, you know exactly what to do because you've seen how to do it and you know how to solve it. So you're going to move to profit and loss. Profits and loss. When you have profits, you have profits when the selling price is greater than the cost price. And when do you have loss? You have loss when the cost price is more than the selling price. I will explain both cases. What do we mean by selling price? Who can explain? Who can tell us in simple words? Don't give us too much grammar. What is selling price? What is cost price? Rafima, are you with me?
Sir,
What is selling price? When we say selling price, what does it mean? Selling price.
selling price is the final amount that someone pays for a product or service.
The final amount someone pays for a product or service. Yeti ataoja, the amount you sold the goods. So that's good that you are selling. That article, you see article a lot in jam past question. That article or that goods or that product you are selling, you actually purchase it for a particular money. That money you bought it for is called what? Cost price. Now, you sell it to someone else at what? At a selling price amount. So we make profits when your selling price is more than your cost price. Even though you go and buy some things and you start thinking that I cheat that woman. It's a lie. Oh. The man will say, in fact, 15 naira mo fi ta kini, bá mi rà, jọ̀ọ́, títí kan kìnìún kan, bàtà yìí, láwo, mi ní nǹkan kan lórí ẹ̀, kódà owó tí mo ìlú máa ń fi wọn tó lọ sí Ìbàdàn. You now start thinking that I bought it very well. That woman made maybe 5,000 from you. and you are thinking that you cheat the woman, they lie you are cheated. So the motive of any business is to make profits, or the motive of anybody that is selling is to make profits. Do you understand? So everybody wants to make profits. So profit is our goal, to make profits. And there's nothing wrong with buying and selling in Islam. That's why Allah says in the Quran that أحل الله البيع وحرم الربا. He has made buying and selling legal. It is halal to buy and to sell. Make profits. Good. You can make 100% profit on whatever you bought. No problem. Just ensure that you are not making things hard for people, so that Allah will not make things hard for you as well. Do you understand? So you buy, you sell at a reasonable price, make profits. That's our aim. So when you make profits, it means that the selling price is more than the cost price. So that profit itself has a formula. And the formula is selling price minus cost price. That's formula for profits. Loss. Loss means that you actually bought a good. You bought it for 100 naira and you are selling it for 80 naira. There can be a number of reasons why you are selling it like that. There can be a number of reasons. It can be that the price of the goods actually dropped. You bought it when the price was high, and when it was time to sell, the price dropped. Look at people that were keeping rice, keeping beans, keeping cashew nuts, keeping all those farm products, thinking that this year, price of food, agricultural material is going to be on a high side. What happens to all of them? They have no choice than to sell it at very cheaper price. They sold it at the price that was even less than the amount they bought it. Do you understand? So when you buy goods to hold, to keep, so that when you get a particular time, you're going to sell it at a higher price. It is a scale game. So you might predict that it's going to go up and it will drop. I might predict that it's going to go down and it will go up. As at 2 weeks ago, we are hearing that dollar is going to drop to like 1,000. Dollar is going to drop to 1,000. But look at what happened. Look at what happened to petrol. Petrol is now sold at 1.3 at the moment. So it means that something would have happened to dollar. I've not checked it, but let's check together. Let's check dollar to naira. You can see. Look at the chart. You can see that it's actually increasing. As at last month, February 28th, it was around 1,340. Look at it now, 1,398. I know already that the price is going to be high. Why? Because I can see that petrol is increasing. And if you are not careful, before the Iran and Israel war and US war, these things can go to 1.8 again, just like it's happened in 2024. It went to 1.819, $1. So that's how you predict market. You can be very careful, you can predict well, and you might be very wrong, and So the cocoa is that the bottom line is that we can have hike in price, yes, and we can have a reduction in price. And you might sell an article at a reduced price because of a defect. It's possible. Maybe you bought 1,000 and you realize that I didn't in budget. You just have to sell it fast. Do you understand? Sell it sharp so that people can use it. So at that rate, because you need customer, you need people to come and buy. You said that you reduce the price, so it will be like a loss for you. Do you understand? So all those things that have to do with management, consumer behavior, and all of those jargons. So if you want to become an economist, it might interest you, but it's not our bone of contention. Now that's that about profit and loss. I believe you guys understand what profit and loss is. Now we have what we call percent profit or percent gain or percent loss. Profit is the same thing as gain. So when we make profits, JAMB is interested in the percent gain. What is the percent gain? So to calculate percent gain is equal to profit over cost price times 100%. So percent loss is going to be what? Loss over cost price times what? 100%. Just like percentage error. Do you remember? So it's simple. It's just simple. So I think what is left for us is these are just the major things that you need to know. And don't forget that this is how you calculate your profit. Profit is what? Selling price minus cost price. How do you calculate your loss? Cost price minus selling price. Do you understand? So that you calculate your loss. It must be a loss. It must be that you actually lost the money. Lose the money. Is this clear? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Good. Somebody said no. Who said no? Al halal. It's like the
It is
second
clear.
time I'm
It's
saying
clear.
in class. Did you say no or it is clear? Okay, good. Now we have 20 questions that we need to solve, and I want to take it bitwise. So I'm going to solve some similar questions. So I'm going to start with question number 8. This question here. There's a reason for that because there are some questions that are simple, similar. We take them together. Do you understand? Until we finish everything. Sure. That's the aim, to finish everything. So question 8 says a trader bought 100 oranges at. So I'm solving question 8 now. A trader bought 100 oranges at 5 for 1.2 naira. 20 oranges got spots and the remaining were sold at 4 for 1 naira 50 kobo. Find the percentage gain or loss. You can see now. In fact, I love the question. 30% gain, 20% gain, 30% loss, 20% loss. So this question wants to test a lot of things. So let's talk together and see. Now, if you have about 100 oranges, that's the number of oranges that you have. 100 oranges. And it was sold for selling price now is 5 for 1.20. Do you know what this thing means? You want to buy something like 100 where man better life or man 100 naira. Do you understand? So it means that for every man that you take to get to 100, you're going to pay what? You're going to pay 20, 20, 20, or 100, 100 naira. Do you understand? So the first thing we need to do is how many man can we see in 100? We can see 20 man. How do I know? 100 divided by 20 and divided by 5. Do you understand? That gives me 20, Abby. So I'm now going to do 20 times 1.20. Abby? So it means that the cost price, not the selling price, sorry, the cost price now. Because now I'm the trader, the cost price, the amount I bought it, cost price now. Not the seller now. I am the one buying it now. The cost price is going to be what? 24 naira. Do you understand? 20 times 1.2. I use this 0 to push this point away. So I have 12. So 12 times 2 is 20, but that's what I did. That's the cost. Now, 20 oranges got spoiled. If you are not careful, you will forget this 20 oranges got spoiled. You forget it there. So 20 oranges got spoiled. It means that the amount I'm able to sell is not 100 anymore, it's 80. So selling price now. 20 got spoiled. How much do I have left? I have 80 left, right? And I sold them at 4 for 1.5. So I sold at what? 4 for 1.5. 1 5 kobo or 50 kobo. Now, 80 the money left, but I now sold at a group of 4. So how many 4 can I see in 80? Again, 80 divided by 4. Now give me 20 again. So I'm going to do 20 times 1.5. Rahima Koye, Ibo ni kò ti yé?
Everything.
Ah, where were you before? You went to go and pour fufu away, or you went to go and break your fast? Lord, you. Yeah, let's start again. It's because you're a math student, or if you're not a math student, I will not start again. Now, the orange costs, he bought 100 oranges. 100 oranges at 5 for 1.2 naira. Now, the cost price now is going to be how many 5 oranges? How many five groups can you see in 100? So you have to do 100 divided by 5. We can get 20 groups. So this 20, just multiply with the price. This 20 is standing for the 5 groups of 100. Do you understand? So that will give us 20 times 1.20. That will give us 24 naira. So I spent 24 naira to buy the 100 oranges. Now the question says 20 oranges got spoiled. Now, 20 oranges got spoiled. What's the indication? I have how many left? I have 80 oranges left. And of these 80 oranges, I sold at, now my selling price now, I sold at 4 for 1 naira 50 kobo. So how many group of 4 can I say 80? Again, 80 divided by 4. That will give me 20 again. So 20 times 1.5. That will give me, use this 0 to move the points back. So 15 times 2, that's 30 naira. So my selling price is what? It's now 30 naira. So I sold at 30 naira and I bought at 24 naira. Did I make a profit or a loss? Did I make a profit or a loss?
Profit. Profit.
Now,
Profit.
Jamb wants you to think like, I bought something 100 and I was only able to sell 80. I made a loss now. That's how Jamb wants you to think. But don't forget the formula. Profit is selling price greater than cost price. If the selling price is greater than cost price, you make a profit. Irrespective of, I went to Kogi to go and carry it. When I get to Elisha, the soldier, they say you should come down. The motor got, that's your problem. Is the selling price more than the cost price? Yes, you made a profit, irrespective of how small the profit is. 100%. If you had sold all the 100 oranges, you are going to make more profits than selling 80 oranges. Do you understand? Yes, nobody is disputing that fact. But is the selling price more than the cost price? Yes. So you made a profit. So the profit here is going to be what? 30 minus 24, which gives us what? 6 naira. That's the profit. Now the question wants us to find the percent gain or loss. Now we know we are going to do percent gain. What's the formula for percent gain? Profit over cost price times 100 over 1. What's the profit? 6. What's the cost price? 24 times what? 100. 6 here 1. 6 in 24, 4. Because 6 times 4 give us 24. So 4 here 1, 4 in 100, that's 25%. And that's the answer. 25% gain. Option what? Option B. You can get a 25% loss as well. If you are not careful, you just gonna pick that. Is that correct? Now, we can use that idea to solve question number 10 as well. Let's solve question number 10 here. A car dealer bought a second-hand car for, this is the cost price. Cost price is equals to 250,000. And spent, that money is spent on it. It's also part of the cost price. Do you understand? Do you understand? So the cost price is 250 plus 70,000 because he has not sold the product yet. And he has started, he spent money on what? On the goods he purchased. So that money, we are going to add it to what? To the cost incurred. So this is going to give us 320,000. The total amount is spent to get the car at that, to get the car and to refurbish it, to paint it, to do wiring and all of those jargons. He then sold the car for 400,000. So the selling price is what? 400,000. What is the percentage gain? Very simple. What's the profit? The profit is selling price minus cost price, which gives us 80,000. So you made a profit of 80,000. That's not a bad deal. So the percent gain is going to be 80,000 over cost price. Don't forget, cost price, 320 times 100. 0, 0, 0, 0, 80, 800 over 32. That give us what?
125.
25% new. How did you do it? How did you get 125? That's so loud. Let's see question 12 as well. A woman buys 270 oranges for 180 naira and sells at 54. What is her profit? You can see this one is even asking you for very simple. This one is very simple. A woman buys 270 oranges for this and sells at 5 for this. What is her profit? Can somebody do that quickly? Bought 270 oranges, so the cut price $270 oranges for 1,800. It's not this our life, and sells at 5 for 40 naira. 5 for 40 naira. So the first thing you want to do is that how many group of 5 currency in 270? So just do 270 divided by 5. Whatever you get, multiply it by 40. That's what you want to do. 270
160.
times 40 divided by 5. 160 new. 270 times 40 divided by 5. 160. So the selling price is 216. That's the profit now. So the guy says, what is our profit? Our profit is what you asked. So profit is selling price minus cost price, which is what? 160 minus 1,800. What would that be? Minus 1,800. 360. Option B. So we've done question 10, question 12, question 8. Let's do question 13 as well. Find the tax on an income of 20,000. Why is it question? This is a tax question. Okay. If no tax is paid on the first 10,000 and tax is paid at 50 naira in 1,000 and the next 5,000 and at 55 in what? 100, 1 service. You can't see that question clearly. 2006 question 22. Let's hold this one. Let's hold it. So let's solve question 1 now. Question 1. By selling an article for 45 naira, so selling price, a man makes a profit of 8%. So percent profit is 8%. That's percent gain. I think that's in percent. For how much should he have sold it? So from these jargons, we need to get cost price first before we can do anything. So that's cost price. We are now going to need that cost price to get the selling price at a percent profit of 32%. Do you understand? Is this clear? If it is not clear, you need to read the question again. Yeah, 30 seconds to read the question.
Can't hear you, dog.
Yeah, I wasn't talking. I wanted you to read the question and tell me if you understood before we continue. So by selling an article for 45 naira, if you sell the article for 45 naira, the man is going to make a profit of 8%. How much was that thing before he made that profit of 88%? Do you understand the question? So we need to get a cost price. Don't forget that percent profit is equals to profit. Profit itself is selling price minus cost price over cost price, right? Times 100 percent. So this is the formula we are going to use. Now, we know the selling price to be 45. So we're going to put that here. We know the percent profit to be 8%. So I'm going to say 8 over 100 is equals to the selling price 45 minus the cost price that we are looking for over the cost price. Now, if you put the 100 here, you don't need to put it here again. Do you understand? And if you decide to put the 100 here, it will not be here again. So once it is here, you don't need to put it at this side. That's one thing about percent. Any form of percent you are going to solve. Do you understand? Yeah, the cost price is unknown. So we cross multiply to get CP. So I'm going to say 8 CP is equals to 4,500 minus 100 CP. So bring 100 CPs here. 100 CP plus 8 CP is equals to 4,500. So 108 CP is equals to 4,500. And CP is going to be equals to our cost price will be equals to 4,500 over 108. for 500.
41.67.
Thank you. That's 41.67. That's the cost price. So you can see that there's the profits. Now, if we now, before the percent profit is 8%. Now, we want to increase the profit to 32%. What will now be, how much are we now going to sell it? Can you see now? So we need the cost price here. That was why we got the first price initially. We need the cost price from here. So we are just going to do the selling price here now. Now, again, we use the formula. But now we know our cost price to be what? 41.67. So we just say percent profit is equals to SP minus CP over CP times 100 over 1. Anyhow. Now, the percent profit one time is 32%. So we get 32 over 100 is equals to selling price that I'm looking for SP minus the cost price we've gotten it 41.67 over 41.67. So you cross multiply again and get SP. So we do 32 times 41.67 is equals to 100 SP minus 4167. That's 100 multiplying this to move the points. So let's bring this one here. Now we have 32. Times 41.67. Now give us 1333.44. If you add 4167 to it, plus 4167. Now give us a 5500 something. 0.44 is equals to 100 SP. Divided by 100, divided by 100. And our SP is going to be equals to 55 point something. .0044. So to get a percent value of 32%, the selling price should be 55 naira. For question 1, 55 naira. Now, I have a very simple formula to solve this question. Very simple formula, questions like this. Are you interested? Or I should keep my formula?
Yes, sir.
I should keep it. Thank you, Daddy. Okay. Question.
I'm interested.
I thought this one I should keep it. I want to move to the next thing. Now, there's a simple formula that relates selling price, cost price, and percent profit. That will make it very, very easy. Seamless, no stress. And that formula is this. The formula is SP is equals to CP 1 plus percent profits. Tested and trusted. Bambe. Now let's use it and see if this would yield something meaningful. Let's use it. Like I used to tell you guys, I love simple things. Simple things. And I have a mentor on that. Simple things is what the prophet likes. He follows whatever is simple. If you give him 2 options, he picks the easiest and the simplest one. Easiest and the simplest one. That's a smart way of doing things. So in the first case, we have our percent profits to be what? 8%, Abby, for this question. We don't know our cost price. That's what we are looking for, but we know our selling price to be what? To be 45. So let's get our cost price from here. Selling price, 45, is equals to cost price over 1 plus. This is, I've just tried 0.08. I told you guys already. Abby, 8%, 0.08. So just do 45 is equals to CP into 1.08. Divided by 1.08. Divided by 1.08. Our CP will be equals to what? 45 divided by 1.08. 41.67. Again, we've gotten the cost price now. We now have another question that says the percent profit now is 32%. Find the selling price. Very simple. Just say selling price equals to cost price that we've gotten to be 41.67 into 1 plus. This one is 32%. Just write it as 0.32. So SP is going to be equal to 41.67 times 1.32. Just multiply 1.32 to it. 55. Very simple, right? Thank you. Keep this formula. Keep it. So let's do question 6, 14, 15, 17. Six, 14, 15, 17. 6. Well, 6, 14, 15, 17. Let's do question 6. So let me keep question 1. Done. It says by selling 20 oranges for this, a trader makes a profit of this. What is his percentage gain or loss if he sells the same 20 oranges for this? So now, in this case now, he sold 20 oranges for 1.35. He made a profit of 8%. Abi? Mm. 20 oranges for by selling 20 oranges for 1.35. So that's the selling price. Huh? Selling price is 20 oranges times 1.35. That gives us what?
27.
27? So I don't trust you, but I just don't want to do good. Now, we know the percent profits. The percent profit is going to be what? 8%. So from here, what is missing? Cost price. So let's find the cost price. Let's use that formula. Selling price is equal to cost price 1 plus percent profits. Abi? So that we can get cost price. So don't divide here by 1 plus percent profits. Divide by 1 plus percent profits. So our cost price is going to be selling price. I will just go 27 divided by 1.08. Do you understand? Oops. Seven
25.
by
The answer is 25.
30, 25. Good. Now, the question continues and says, what is the percentage gain or loss if you sell the same 20 oranges for this? Now, the selling price now, the new selling price now, this is the cost price. It's a static guide. The cost price is fixed. The selling price is what is going to vary. You've already gotten the goods already. So the selling price, the new selling price now is 20 times 1.10. 20 times 1.1.
22.
That gives us 22. From here, we can already see that is a loss. Yes or no? It's a loss.
Yes, yes.
You bought it at 22. You bought it at 25. You're selling at 22. It's a loss. So percent loss now is going to be equal to lot, which is 3, over cost price is 25 times 100%. So 25 in 100 is 4. 4 times 3, that's 12%. Do you get it? Now, there's a very easy way to solve this question. Should I show you guys? Very easy way to solve this question.
Yes, sir.
You guys love Wayo. Nobody's even saying no. Now, actually, it's not easy, just another method, actually. So by selling 20 oranges for this is going to be the selling price for one. Do you understand? For one orange, right? So the cost price for one orange is going to be this selling price 1.35 over percentage increase. Just the percentage increase. That's 1.08. How did I get 1.08? 8%. I added it to 1. 1 plus, do you remember? Do you remember?
Yes, yes, you remember.
Good. Now let's do 1.35 divided by 1.08. That's 1.25. So that's my cost price. The cost price is 1.25 for one orange. Do you understand? I'm not calculating for 20 now. What I did before was 20, 20, 20. Now, what is his percentage gain or loss if he sells the same 20 oranges for? Now, this is the selling price now, new selling price, which is 1.10. We can already say that there's a loss because we bought it at 1.25. Now we are selling one at 1.10. There's a loss. Do you understand? What is the loss? This minus this. So you're going to get a 0.15. This is your loss over cost price 1.25 times 100 over 1. So if you do that, you're still going to get that same 12%. 0.15 divided by 1.25 times 100, 12%. Can you see? So both ways is correct. So just that this case, you are calculating from one orange. Do you understand? So it's the same thing actually. It's the same thing. Okay, question 6 is done. Question 14, 15, 17. Okay, see. A man made a profit of 5% when he sold an article for this amount. How much would he have to sell the article to make a profit of this? Very simple now. We can do this. 14. He made a profit of 5% when he sold. This is the selling price. What is the cost price? Very simple. Cost price is just going to be the selling price, 60,000, then divided by 1.05. I hope you guys are following me. That formula, sharp. Selling price is cost price multiplied by 1 plus whatever percent you have. Because this is 5%, I did 0.05. I added it to 1, and I divided by the selling price, sharp. That's how smart jam plans used to work. So when you do 60,000 by 1.05, I've left the realm of small children calculation. I'm now doing big men calculation, jam plan calculation. That's how you should think. So the cost price is actually 57.1, 57,143. 57,143. That's the cost price. Now, the question says, how much would he have to sell the article? Sorry, how much would he have to sell the article to make a profit of this? So he's selling at a profit of 26%. We have to make it the profit at 26 cents. That's the selling price now. That's the question. The question is asking us of the selling price. So what do? This multiplied by 1.26. Can you see? Very simple question. Times 1.26. 72,000. That's the answer. B. Is that clear? You can see that once I gave you guys that formula, it became very easy. It's not clear, okay? It's not clear, but it's clear. Let's look at it together. A man made a profit of, so the percent profits now is 5%. I already tell you that don't look at it as 5, look at it as 0.05. Do you understand? When he sold an article for, that's the selling price. The selling price for that article, selling price is 60,000. Now, we did the cost price. The formula for cost price is selling price over 1 plus percent profits. So the cost price now is going to be selling price is 60,000 over 1 plus 0.05. That's 1.05. That was why I divided 60,000 by 1.05. That will give us what? That gave us a 57,142.9 something. So we approximately 57.143. That's the cost price. Now, he now want to sell again. That selling price what we have to find. That selling price is unknown. But we know the percent profit now. We want him to make a profit of 26%. What do? Selling price is equal to cost price times 1 plus percent profits. So the cost price, which is this, 57,143 times percent profit, 26%. Don't see it at 20, see it at 0.26. So add 1 to it, 1.26. That gives us what? 72,000. And that's how we got it for question 14. Is that clear? Question 15. A man bought a second-hand photocopying machine. Is it okay here? I'm just greeting you. A man bought a second-hand photocopying machine for 34,000. He serviced it at a cost of 2,000 and then sold it at a profit of 15%. What was the selling price? Very simple. Very, very simple. The cost price is 36,000 because it bought 34, it serviced at 2,000. So the cost price is 36,000. It made a profit of 15%. See it as what? 0.15. Now add 1 to it, multiply it to the cost price, 1.15. Because we are looking for selling price, so we multiply. If we are looking for cost price, we are going to divide. Do you understand? So 36,000 times 1.15. That gives us 41,400. Option C. Is that clear? You can see the easy way, the way. The easy way, the way. You guys know the easy way, the way? New life slogan. Is anybody here doing new life? The easy way, the way. So the easy way is the way. Oh. Question. Let's do 16. Let's do everything down like that. What do you think? Question 16. A woman bought a grinder for this amount. This is the cost price now. She sold it at a loss of 15%. Now, there is a problem with this formula. If it is loss, there's a problem. It's not actually a problem. This place that we are adding, if it is loss, we are going to subtract. Do you get it? So the formula for loss is going to change. For loss, it's going to be selling price is equals to cost price 1 minus percent loss. because it's a loss. Do you understand? Is that correct? Can you see the difference now? Take note, though. I don't want to hear, but sir. A woman bought a grinder for 60,000. She sold it at a loss of 15%. That means that this thing, instead of saying that 15%, normally it is 15%, which is what? 0.15, right? Now you have to do 1 minus, that'll give us 0.85. So you just multiply 0.85 by the cost price. That's it. She bought it for 60,000. That's the cost price. We are looking for the selling price. So selling price is going to be 60,000 times 0.85. If you are just joining us, you are wrong. That will give us 51,000 naira. So she sold it at 51,000 naira. You can see the difference. Loss minus profit addition. Don't forget, please. And that is the exact same way we do depreciation as well. If you remember very well, depreciation in mathematics, financial arithmetic, WAEC. Some of you did not do WAEC. He wrote your WAEC for you. Question 17. When a dealer sells a bicycle for 81 naira, it makes a profit of 8%. What did he pay for the bicycle? When a dealer sells a bicycle for, we are asked the cost price. This is the selling price. Cost price is going to be cost, this selling price, 81, divided by 8% profit. That's 1.08. 1.08. You can see how I am slicing it. Mungele says, like someone that is slicing alibasa for onions, alibasa for egg sauce. You know, you have to be careful when you're slicing alibasa for egg sauce. Don't go and break your fast too. So the cost price is 75 naira. See, 81 divided by 1.08. What's the time? 4:17. Our time is fast spent. So maybe what I will do is I can give you guys this page to go and finish it. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've done 10 now. There, Toninko. Okay, we'll continue from here in the next class. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your attentiveness.